We've all grown up hearing about the Mona Lisa and the Starry Night, both by two extremely famous painters, Leonardo da Vinci and Vincent van Gogh. But that's just the thing. We know they're famous, so why should it matter what kind of paints and methods were used to create them? We should know this because behind every painting there is a story, and each artist used the paint and method to create them. During the speech, I'll provide you with clear examples on different painting methods that were used in the past, my background, different styles, and why they are important. I have only been painting for a couple of years, but once you begin, you start to appreciate how it all began. While this might seem irrelevant, it is more important, and we should value what we know today. Let's begin with watercolor paints. This type of paint is extremely old. Research done by Laura Munro, written for ArtMine, dates as far back as 4000 BC, essentially as a decorative medium. Watercolor painting became popular in Europe during the Renaissance period, and early artists then started using it for wall paintings and later on applied it to paper, canvas, and wood. Artists then started experimenting with different brushes and papers, which led to unique results and a lighter brushwork. According to Artblog, there are at least 18 methods that were used as far back as the 4000 BC that we still use today. Some of these include washes, color blending, and layering. Additionally, oil painting is dated back to the 7th century. This type of research that found by Gloria Lotha for the Encyclopedia shows that these oils were found by artists extracting them from walnuts and poppies, and these oils were then painted on ancient canvas walls in Afghanistan. However, oil painting is recorded only as early as the 11th century in Europe because that's when artists then really liked easel painting. Painters then began to explore new ways for oil to be lighter, and that is when easel painting then became smooth and thinly painted, which is hard to do because of its texture. Unlike other paints, oil dries very slowly. According to Winsor and Newton, it takes at least 18 to 24 hours for oils to be touch dry, but it can take many years for an oil painting to be completely dry. Keeping these points in mind, many of these same techniques can be used for acrylic painting as well. There are countless ways you can use these to create a story on a canvas. Acrylic paints are still fairly new. Research done by Laura Munro, written for ArtMine, shows that acrylic paints have just emerged in the past century, and it relates to both watercolor and oil mediums. Acrylic paint also has its own distinct characteristics. It is known to be very vibrant and have the most pigment out of the three. Experimentation began early in the 20th century when muralists began using these along with other paints. Around this time, artists also started using different colors available to them to incorporate how they felt and different things they saw. Acrylic became more and more popular, which led to different artists finding new finishes like matte and gloss, but most still preferred semi-matte instead. Unlike the other paints, acrylic is a synthetic binder, which is why it dries so quickly. Many artists like this paint because they like to work quickly. There are hundreds of types of painting techniques known all around the world. Acrylic painting is just an example of how we still have a long way to go in finding new techniques and mediums that we could use. That is the end of my informative speech on the past behind different painting methods. Thank you for watching.